So, I want to tell you something, and I think you're doing too much. We all have a limit. We can't do absolutely everything at once, because when we try, well, it never really ends well. And then we just end up exhausting ourselves, physically and mentally. I have a feeling that right now, you're carrying a weight that was never supposed to be yours to carry. And maybe it's time to put it down, because this is not what life is supposed to feel like. You know, I get it. I really do get it. You're the one that people rely on. You're the one that people come to when there's an issue. You're the one that just sorts shit out when things go wrong. I know, it's hard being the dependable one, but someone's gonna do it, I suppose. But that doesn't mean you have to do it all. Because I want you to ask yourself right now, when was the last time someone asked me if I'm doing okay? And then, when was the last time you answered honestly to that question? Because I have a feeling a lot of people end up saying, yeah, I'm okay, or yeah, I'm good, when they don't actually mean it. Because right now, you saying yes to everybody else and everything else you can think of around you has become into saying no to yourself. And this has happened without you even realizing it. You are helping with things you don't even want to be a part of. You're attending events, you're picking up phone calls, and you're taking on favors, not because you want to, but because it feels like you have to. But here's the most important part. You don't owe everyone your time. You don't owe anyone an explanation for saying no to doing something for them and doing something for yourself instead. And you definitely don't have to set yourself on fire just to keep everyone else warm around you. So I'm gonna need you to say no more often, okay? Because saying no is just a part of self-respect. It's just being able to understand and set boundaries with others. And I know it does kind of seem selfish, and it will definitely feel selfish at first, because you've been taught that, you know, you have to sacrifice for others. Love means sacrificing. Friendship and all of these different things mean sacrificing yourself, time, and all these other things, right? That being a good person means saying yes, even when it hurts. But, you know, love, friendship, compassion, whatever you want to label it as, isn't just about what you can give. It's about how you honor yourself while giving it. Saying no is going to feel very uncomfortable at the beginning when you're so used to just saying yes to everybody. It will probably just end up, you know, disappointing some people. And some people will just straight up get pissed off and leave because they're not used to getting the treatment that they always did. But it's funny how when you said no to them, they aren't happy with that. But all those times they said no to you, you thought it was absolutely okay. But let me ask you this. When did you become less important than everybody else? Because you are allowed to have your boundaries. You are allowed to have your own time. You are allowed to choose yourself, even when others don't really understand. Because you have your own life, right? Just like everybody else has theirs. So why do you have to keep living it for them and not for you? You don't need some dramatic story or excuse. Saying no is the story. Saying no is the excuse. That's all. That's all you need to say. And if they don't understand, well, maybe it's a them problem and not a you problem. When you start to do that, you will then subconsciously say yes to yourself that much more. And a lot of things will change and feel very, very differently. When you start hearing yourself again, you know, your needs, wants and desires and all these other things, you start to become more yourself again. You'll probably be a lot more happier than you are too. You will get more breathing room to just relax. You'll finally be able to pick up that book you've just been pushing off for weeks and months now. You can finally sit with your own thoughts without silencing them with busyness. Like, how nice does that sound? You know, the version of you that used to dream, used to just laugh and feel so much more joy, will come back. It will return. It'll take time. You're not going to just magically feel bad after saying no once, but it will return. You just need to give yourself a little bit of patience, because now you're going to have a lot more moments that actually fill you with joy rather than drain the living life out of you. And like I said, slowly but surely, you will feel like yourself again. So if you stumbled across this video, maybe this is, you know, your little reminder to to say no to others and say yes to yourself. So just pause, take a deep breath, and just have a little think about what you want, because you are allowed to say no. You are allowed to do the things that you want. And I hope everything goes okay for you. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.